Hello and good evening. Welcome to episode 4, Tired of Being Inspired, my podcast diary that I want to share with you. Now, you might be thinking, what is a podcast diary and who am I? Two very good questions. The first one I'll answer by saying, my podcast diary, it's a cyberspace where I share creations, communication, reflection, thoughts, poems, ponderings, anything really that I feel is worthy to share with you because I feel it has something of value. This is not a teaching space. This is not a I'm going to solve your world space. I am not an expert on anything other than my own life. I am not a guru. I'm not world renowned or whatever. I am not going to help you figure out how to make $1 million. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to provide you with a space in cyberspace that you can come and just hang out. That really is the goal. I want to create, and I am creating, an alternative place for people in cyberspace to come and visit. That's all I want. Now, it is a podcast, and I am someone who's a creator, so I like to know my boundaries or my expectations, whether they're set by someone else or myself. So I have 4 podcast promises, and my podcast promises are as follows. Promise number 1, I will be here one time a week. Once a week I'll be here, every Tuesday. And last week I was here very late. It's a little bit earlier this week. I'm getting better and better, but I'm here. And I'm very, very proud that I've hit week number 4. Podcast promise number 2. All of my content will be original. As tonight, for example. I'm actually, I'll explain after. But original content. That doesn't mean I won't refer to other artists, authors, or people, or politicians, and I might quote them. But this is not where I read other people's work or, that kind of thing. So, promise number 3, the content will be positive. That's not to say that I won't approach topics that are heavy or dark, but I will help find a way to shine a light and a brightness to even the darkest of topics if I bring them up. Podcast promise number 4. I will leave you with a question or an idea or something to ponder. And this is not anything you have to tell me about. I do it for you. It is for the same reason I create a space for you to come visit. It is, my inspiration is currently in the world. My existence, where I am in Canada, is very tense in politics. And it's in North America too. And if you live here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the internet has blown up with so much of that toxicity that I wanted to put something out that's positive. And as I will share and examine in tonight's share, that is what tonight's episode is all about. I wrote a blog post and I was so involved with it, and it hit me hard that I'm like, that just has to be my podcast too, because every time I read it out loud, I feel empowered, and I hope that that feeling and sensation comes through for you guys. And as I always say, I'm new to podcasting, but I am a seasoned writer and artist and storyteller. So, and that takes me back to who I am. To answer the second question, I never got there, did I? I am Jenny Q. As I just said, I'm an artist. I'm an author. I'm a storyteller. I'm now a podcaster, and I'm a sister, and I'm a neighbor. I'm Canadian. All wonderful things. All right, so I feel like I'm sort of all over the place in tonight's episode, but that's okay. Just because I have so much I want to share, but as I always try to keep these relatively short so you're not taken away too long from your life. And I'm just realizing that I still have the music on in the background, so I think I might turn it down a little, but I think I might keep it because I'm really, really enjoying this music today. So let me just push it down a little bit in the background so you can focus on what I'm writing. So what I'm going to read to you is original. I wrote this today, actually, which is October 7th, 2025. And it is on my blog, which is on my website. I'll put a link of that in my description of this episode. And if you want to go read it, because I've said something too fast or whatever, you can go and read it, or you can go and look at the photos I am making reference to in this. And I guess that's it. Okay, so I'm going to start. And so I'm going to start with the title, and I'm just going to read through what I wrote. I might do a little wrap up. Well, I will do a little wrap up. And that'll be it. All right. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Okay. So the name of the piece of my blog is called Tired of Being Inspired. This is a world filled with many things. Many are wonderful and beautiful, while many are devastating and ugly. I am in the metaphorical no man's land, standing stuck in the middle, unable to move to either side of the battle of being a creative soul, unable to choose a side while being fully exposed and vulnerable to both sides. On one side are the beautiful, magical, and awe-inspiring parts of my life experience. Parts like storytelling along a river, traveling to Ireland, being part of various art exhibits, and having a place in a local gallery to sell my art and ornaments, and falling in love. The other side is the ugly, devastating, and toxic parts of my life experience. Parts like sitting by my mother's bedside as I held her hand and she took her last breath. Losing many people I love to cancer, dementia, and overdosing. Navigating the dark inside part of my mind where self-hate, disgust, and criticism flourished for many years as explanations as to why my marriage and various friendships ended. This propaganda is why I believed in my mind that I was unwanted, unlovable, and ugly. The beautiful and the ugly are powerful and mesmerizing. Both sides inspire me to write, create, perform, and connect with an audience. I thought my drive was to share and inspire others. Inspiring others is part of my drive, but the bigger part is that I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to know that what I am inspired to create reaches someone and makes a difference. Please do not confuse this desire with a desire for fame and fortune. I would not turn those down, but that is not what I am describing. Today, as I write this blog, I am realizing that I was not able to see the full battlefield. The beautiful and the ugly are actually on the same side. They are allies, and I am not in no man's land. I am leading the charge towards the battle against our enemy. The beautiful and the ugly provide me with incredible ammunition to destroy my enemy, the enemy. My stories, my experiences, my art. Who is the enemy? The enemy is powerful and hypnotizing. Similarly to the devil or the dark side, this enemy takes many forms and uses espionage to attack me in the most vulnerable places. The enemy is comparison. To quote Theodore Roosevelt, comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison also steals confidence and faith. To compare and comparison are two different things in my humble opinion. To compare is academic, clean, and sometimes needed when making a decision to purchase something, or choose materials to build something, or the selection of your paint or words as an artist, or hire a person to work with you. It is a process of matching what is needed to what is available and allows a project or endeavor to be completed. To compare is an external experience. Comparison, on the other hand, is an inside experience and stirs emotions of jealousy, anger, fear, and worthlessness. It is my experience that comparison has become too powerful through the use of technology, specifically social media platforms. Indulge me as I share some examples from my own life. I struggled with emotional eating and other various health challenges like depression. As a result, I gained weight and body shame to cope with grief and self-hate. I desire to be beautiful, strong, and healthy. Since 2015, I have been on a journey. I have learned basic boxing, Muay Thai, and weightlifting. I have learned about food, menu planning, and how to care for my body. I have progressed and become healthier and stronger. I even sometimes will now smile at the reflection I see in the mirror. My enemy does not like it when I embrace joy and confidence. Comparison guides my attention towards social media in the guise of looking for help and ideas on how to achieve this goal. I see all of the beautiful women and men and how they can change how they look in a matter of just weeks. They have thousands of followers, so they are the impressive ones. Who am I? Comparison reminds me that I am a woman who is average and cannot be the same as them. The proof is in how few followers I have on my social media, despite all of my wins and posts I create to encourage others to take care of themselves because they matter. Comparison utilizes my own troops against me. Comparison shows me the beautiful things and says, "That's great, but you're not getting paid for your art, so is your work any good? That artist does similar things and they have thousands of followers." Comparison shows me the devastating things and reminds me, your loss is not as tragic as those who were murdered or abused. Stop crying over the past. Your stories are not worth sharing. Comparison whispers in my mind that if my story were more traumatic or devastating, that it could sell better. If my art were elevated and more appealing, it would sell. If I were not so old, I would have time to develop my dreams and goals. I finally understand why comparison is so powerful. It is because it knows that I just want to know that I matter, that I hold value. Comparison has convinced me that the only way to confirm my value is to measure my worth against another. When my social media likes and comments reach a certain number, that will be the proof that I matter and make a difference and have been seen or heard. In comparison, to be inspired is code. It's code for validation. Comparison and social media have joined forces and given everyone who is inspired a voice, a way to shout and scream and do their best to be seen, to be heard. In reality, there are so many voices that it is overwhelming, and many people, like me, are lost in the masses. I see so many standards I must reach to transition from being inspired to be inspiring. I am exhausted. I enjoy creating art and writing. That is all I need to know. When an experience is joyful, fun, and energizing, it matters and it has value. I am excited that this blog entry today will double as my content for my podcast. I believe one day my words will impact someone. One final bit I wish to share is regarding my photo choices for this post. I spent a good part of my day creating some Halloween ornaments for the gallery. It was fun, and the process brought me joy. Comparison snuck in to attack and steal my joy. Comparison hit me with the thoughts of, you won't make much money. They're kind of plain. Anyone can do this. I was prepared, and I decided to use today's attack as fuel for my next creation in the form of this blog and podcast. I want to expose comparison for the awful, callous, cold, and conniving enemy it is. The first 3 photos are black and white to symbolize how comparison steals joy and confidence. The last photo I have, all 3 ornaments are in my hand in a beautiful, bright, colorful photo with me smiling. This photo symbolizes how I have taken what my enemy has taught me and strengthened my joy, confidence, and faith that my creative drive is now rooted in being connected, not inspired. I now create for connection within myself, my audience, and my community. I now create with faith that my stories and art do make a difference without any need for comparison. One final note for transparency. I have not conquered comparison. In fact, I am coming to many revelations about comparison in real time, right now, as I create this post. This is the proof I needed that creation is powerful and that comparison is toxic. As I read what I wrote, it has changed me and empowered me to have faith in my stories and my art. And that's that. I do hope that you enjoyed that. I enjoyed reading it very, very much. And I'm going to wrap up this post or this podcast fairly quickly because like I said, I don't want it to be forever. But, what is it I really want people to walk away with? I want to share, and it's talking to myself as well. Just that one point I was saying about if something brings you joy and it feels good in your soul, in your heart, or your mind, it's truth. It's real, and it's valuable. And if it makes you queasy, uneasy, and unhappy, then it's not truth. And you get to choose. And I also want to be clear. I'm not down on social media. I just feel that, unfortunately, the comparison thing has created a very competitive environment on the internet. And on top of that, there are algorithms that are created and filter for you what you see and what you hear. And I don't think that's completely cool. But anyway, those are the things I know nothing about. So I will leave you with some things to think about and to ponder. And that is comparison your enemy? And if comparison is your enemy in your head, like I've experienced, what is it telling you? What is it saying? Because I can probably guarantee you that whatever it's telling you is not accurate. What I can tell you is that we are all valuable. And it's just logical that if you look to other people for inspiration, people are looking to you for inspiration, guidance, love, support. It's impossible for you to be a seeker and not to be sought after. And I am going through this in real time. I didn't feel like writing my blog today or posting this tonight, but now that I'm here, I'm happy. And it's proving to me that those little narratives in the back of my brain, it's just old programming. And it's got to go. It's time. So, I'm going to sign off. And I want to remind you, as this new thing that I do, is we all have power and the ability to infuse the world with a little bit of happiness and to change the toxic energy, the negative, the angry energy that's all around. And we can do it 3 ways, and it doesn't cost anything, and you all have the ability to do it. So the first thing is to share your smile. All smiles are beautiful. Old, young, beautiful teeth, no teeth, everything in between. A smile holds magic. share your love. Meaning, however you express love, compassion and kindness, because compassion and kindness are a derivative of love. Do it. Hold the door for someone. Make time for someone who you know is struggling. Listen to someone. Hug someone, kiss someone, cuddle someone. Go and support someone. Attend their event, listen to their podcast. There's all sorts of ways you can show love. And of course, the last thing being, share your laughter. Laughter really is the best medicine. And this world needs a little bit more of it. And there's lots of ways to inspire it. You can tickle someone. You can tell a dad joke. You can watch a comedy together. There's all sorts of reasons to laugh. So, it's time for me to say good night or good day, depending when you're listening to this. And remember, to change the world, all we all have to do is share our smile, share our love, and share our laughter. And it'll grow. Trust me, I've been trying to do it for years. And I think it does work. Okay, I feel like I'm rambling and this is a terrible end to this episode, but that's okay. Thank you for coming by. I absolutely appreciate you, your time, and I wish you a good week, and we'll see you next Tuesday on Give It a Year.